Hey, I'm Erica.
And I'm Ray.
And tonight on Late Night Pure Pleasure, we are going to be talking about bondage and fetish.
The basics of bondage and how to take your vanilla relationship to a spicy relationship.
Oh, God. Well, if that's the case. There are several things that we're going to talk about today that involve what you can use, how to use them, and what's the safety of using them.
Yes. So the reason for this is going to be very difficult to do this. So
Fine.
Oh no, keep them done.
Okay.
So one of the reasons for this particular episode is because the 50 Shades Freed movie came out recently, and most of our customers have been coming in going, "We just seen the movie, and oh my god, we want to try this."
Right. So we're basically going to tell you what things are, good to buy for, especially if you're a beginner versus, I guess, intermediate and then advanced.
Basically, just the basics for right now. We're going to get into more of the advanced stuff later.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey. So, we are having a little bit of technical difficulties. For one, our lovely boss is going to end up getting this paddle right here, right up against his booty, because he was supposed to clean this room today so that we would have an actual studio to work in, but he didn't do it, so everything's kind of haphazard around here.
Yeah,
Although we do have really good lighting in here now.
This is true. We have a much sturdier table.
Right, and heavier lighting, which means next time we really gotta put our faces on because we look terrible.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Girl!
I'm beautiful.
I'm sitting here like, I'm not gonna do my hair because I'm thinking, where we usually record, it's so dark, we don't have to do our hair, makeup, or anything. Okay, now we know we're gonna have to because this lighting is coming right down on us, and you can see shadow. I mean, look at my shadow. Hey, wait a minute, I can grab my boob with my shadow. Huh. There we go. Okay. Okay, so bondage.
So the things that we have obviously can include the handcuffs.
If you look at this, okay, just so you guys know, these bruises right here are not from me.
No.
I promise I did not beat her.
I mean, it's appropriate for the fact that we use this wrist for this episode, for this situation, but no, it's actually a dog bite.
Yeah, I promise I did not do it.
She's the dog that bit me. Just kidding.
So when getting into bondage, of course we do have the handcuffs. I really don't like the handcuffs though.
No, not necessarily.
I mean, they're fun to wear, hey, maybe handcuff you to the bed.
Right, they're kind of cutesy for, simple things. Also, I always recommend usually for people who aren't really sure how to feel about them, the fuzzy ones, just because they're generally more comfortable as opposed to having that hard metal digging into your skin.
Right.
That's my thing.
Yeah. We also have this is the non-sticky bondage tape. It only sticks to itself.
Yeah.
Now this is a good thing to have instead of using duct tape.
Oh God.
Or wire tape or electric tape or anything like that. This is really good to have because it does only stick to itself. It doesn't stick to your skin. It's not going to pull off hair or anything like that. However, as a safety precaution, when using things like tape or even rope, because I have actually used the go up to your local hardware store and get just a shitload of nylon rope. That's what I've used. Safety scissors is always a good thing to have next to your bed. Whenever you're working with any kind of tapes, ropes, or anything like that, safety scissors is really good to have. Now, I didn't bring my rope with me. I was actually going to bring it so I can show them an example of how to tie you up.
No.
I know.
Walked
out of the house and left it there. I'm like, oh my God.
Good job.
I know. And I had my entire toy box ready to go.
Yeah, we have nothing here that we could substitute for that.
No, I mean, I could try to use this, but I mean, that just would not really work too well.
No, nothing gets broken, easily anyway, so let's not.
Using rope is good. Using a soft silk rope or a soft cotton nylon rope. Now, the soft cotton nylon rope, if you're going to use that, make sure that you have the one that is tightly bound, not loose, only because whenever you tie it on your wrist, when your wrist moves back and forth, you're not going to get a rope burn on your wrist. The silk rope, same way. Just use, the ones that's really tightly wound, not the ones that are loose. That way you don't get rope burn.
Yeah, I mean, you can easily also, you don't have to make knots. You can even make, like, really tight bows with the Japanese silk, especially, or even kind of any kind of, like, silk, like, ribbons and stuff. Just make sure that you can actually untie them, or, like she said, make sure you have safety scissors. Also, safety words, or, like, when you're being tied up, are important, because if you're uncomfortable in the situation you're in, then you might need to have something that says, hey, I need to be let go.
Yeah, not the word stop.
Right, no. It's not that easy.
No, use the word, like, we have a...
pineapple.
Oh, pineapple's a good one. But, like, if it's getting too much, you say yellow. If it's getting really too much of a word, like, you have to stop, you say red. If you're using color codes, like, that would be good. Using an unusual word, like pineapple. That would be a good one.
Gubernaculum.
Robert Downey Jr. First word that use the first word that pops into your head. Thor.
Thor?
I don't think I want him to stop.
Oh, don't stop.
So when you're trying to spice up your relationship, if you have a typical vanilla relationship, a vanilla sex life.
Which you should probably explain that. Maybe not everybody knows what that means.
Okay.
I had no idea.
Oh, well, here, let me give you the down low. A vanilla relationship or a vanilla sex life is someone who primarily does the missionary position or the basic, there's some basic positions. So you have missionary, you have doggy style, you have spooning. It's all the basic positions that most humans are into. It's not adding any kind of kink to it, like rope play, air play. Anal is actually in that little list right there. So basic vanilla would be just your basic sexual intercourse. Oral sex is in that, just your basics. When you're trying to spice that up a little bit, you're going to add a little bondage. So you're going to tie your girlfriend or your boyfriend up to the bed, or husband, wife, whatever. You're going to tie your partner up to the bed, and you're going to kind of seduce them a little bit. Massage, oil, things like that. And with the
I get you.
Yeah, and with the 50 Shades movie coming out, they really, emphasize on him tying her up. It can go both ways, but him tying her up and really bringing her to that ultimate orgasm because she has no control.
True.
So if you're willing to do that, one, safety words are always a plus. Two, having your safety scissors, things like that on the side of the bed just for easy release in case it gets too tight. Because you're struggling, you can actually tighten up the rope a little bit or whatever. So safety scissors is a plus. And I definitely would not go to tape unless you have experience with the ropes and everything. Because the tape, reminder, turn phones down when working.
God.
I'm sorry.
You should know this by now.
I know.
Although I don't think I turned mine down either, so.
Oh, well, but definitely, see, she didn't turn hers down either.
Sorry.
Spankings. We have things for spankings. A wooden spoon works just well.
Or your hand.
Your hand works. Wooden spoon works. We do have paddles here.
So this is a ruler.
That is a ruler. Ping pong paddles work really well.
Ow.
Oh, they work. Nice little red spot right there.
Or those paddles that have the holes in the middle where you get really good airflow going through and you're just like, wham! And then everyone's like, ow!
Belts work.
Do it again. Yeah.
So when you're doing things like spankings, there's several different types that you can do. You can do the fun, playful ones, which are just little love pats. Little love pats. There's certain areas of your body, and I'm going to use Erica here as my guide. There's certain areas of your body that you can actually spank that will cause arousal. Lightly spanking around the nipple area is a good thing. So lightly spanking around I'm not going to hit your nipple.
Don't arouse me yet.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to hit it, don't worry. But lightly, having the little toy lightly hit the nipple area is a good thing. Tracing the toys down the body as well. So if you're tracing the toy down and then doing a little love pat, that little string's gonna drive me crazy. But then doing a little love pat. I'm actually using a whip.
Massive whip, by the way. It looks like a bull whip.
Yeah, only because it's the only thing that we had here in the store. We sold Valentine's Day. We sold all of our shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. We definitely
I'm actually
ran
using
out.
a whip to show the detail of this. Here, I'll use this. I use the handle.
It's like a flogger now.
Yeah, there we go. Doing your research is important.
Agreed.
Finding out. Now, on the movie, they had that whole contract thing. You don't need to have a contract with your partner as far as getting into the whole bondage foreplay thing. However, it would be good to set up some guidelines.
Absolutely. I mean, so that way you know, like, kind of like what you're getting yourself into and what's going to be appropriate between the both of you, so that way you both enjoy yourselves as opposed to, like, being completely one-sided.
Yeah, you don't want to sit there and, get into something with your partner and then find out your partner's not into it. That's just not going to be a good thing. You want to, it's a mutual thing.
Right. So definitely, sit down and kind of talk about it before you just kind of jump into it. We even have, we've had a lady come in before, actually, and talk about the different things that are kind of useful for, your first time doing, like, BDSM and stuff like that, so that way you don't hurt yourselves. Because that's mainly the whole priority, is to be able to enjoy yourselves while doing it safely and being able to actually, like, communicate before you even do that.
Communication is always key.
Absolutely.
Totally.
We talk all the time.
It's important to talk to your partner, especially about spankings and whippings and bondage, blindfolding, airplay, all that kind of stuff. The key with having and I wouldn't really say having a BDSM relationship, but the key to having the kink adding the kink into your relationship is, one, definitely communication, but two, having that open mind. If you go into it thinking, oh, you're not going to like it, it's going to hurt, you're not doing this for you, you're doing this solely for that other person, you're not going to like it.
Well, yeah, you want to make sure that, it's obviously going to be good for both of you, and I think that one of the things that people, I guess, might not understand is that, you can still communicate, but also even if you want to surprise somebody with it, it's still an okay thing, but make sure that it's done when it's been discussed that, you're okay with doing some of the things that you have in mind.
Role-playing is very cool when it comes to bringing the stuff in. You might want to be like a little teacher and have your partner be the student, and you're like, okay, it's time for your punishment now, so you need to bend over the table so I can whip your behind.
Behind?
Well, whip y'all behind.
Oh, God. Or, like, for women, maybe you could be like a naughty nun or something, and, like, Catholic schoolboy, whatever.
Kinky.
I know, I have these things going on.
I need to pick your brain. That was kinky.
Hey, I'm just speaking from experience, unless, because I had a nun in my school, but I didn't exactly get turned on by that. But if you went ahead and did it as a role play, then that would be totally different.
I can't say I had a nun in school. I never went to a private school.
Oh, God, it's terrible.
I went to a public school. I kind of like the sound of this.
Well, Ray is literally entertaining herself.
I am. So, another thing is, you do want to get in as far as the pain level.
Mm-hmm.
Learn your pain level first. Do it lightly. Build up from there. Don't start off with heavy duties, smacking, beating. Don't beat.
No, never. No.
Yeah, don't beat your partner. But if you are going to get into stuff like this, find out your pain level. So you start off small. Like, I have a high tolerance of pain. Mm-hmm. Very high tolerance of pain. So this right here would be great for my behind, because I've got this really great big behind that can take a beating. So we have big behinds. This is gonna be just fine.
Oh my God, we had a flogger once that was like a rubber heart-shaped flogger. And every time someone got hit by that thing, it would leave an instant red mark that was the shape of a heart. And one time I got hit so hard, it left a heart bruise.
See, I would like that. I've been like, that's signs of love right there.
It's almost like getting branded on your ass, but, with an actual bruise.
I can handle that. But definitely start off small. You don't want to, just start off with little love pats and then build it up.
Don't use a Louisville Slugger either. That's not fun. That's not sexy at all.
No. Floggers are okay to start off with. You could actually make your own. So you can make your own little toys. I took nylon rope and I cut strands about yay big. I was going to bring it with me to show you, but I cut strands about yay big. I cut about 7 of them.
Uh-huh.
And then I bound them all together, and I had this little hoop at the end. So whenever I would, smack my partner, it would be like all 7 strands would be like, and you would tie
like
knots.
A cat o' nine?
Well, kind of, but you would tie knots in the rope at different levels. So depending on how hard and how much you would hit that person with, would depend on how many knots would actually hit them. So one strand might have 2 knots at each end. One might have 3. One might have 4. And one might be all full of knots. So depending on how many and how
she
hard.
loves hitting me.
I do.
She really does.
I do.
Like, I've been realizing this whole time how I am being abused over here.
Well, I could be tying you up, but I don't have a rope.
I got safe.
I was like, man, I was driving in the car. I'm like, oh man, I forgot my damn rope. I was going to bring my toy box and everything, because my toy box has, like, all the bondage stuff that you need right inside of it.
Oh my gosh.
I have a toy box of bondage, and I have a toy box of toys. And
there you go.
And they both sit on the side of my bed.
Some of the other things that you can use for bondage are something like the under the bed restraints. You can use, we even have a comforter here that has, like, attachable, or they're already sewn on, like hooks and stuff, and what are they called, cuffs, like, that you can be strapped into. Another thing that you could use is we have over the door restraints, and we also have like actual kits that have, like, you know, ball gags and blindfolds, other toys that are incorporated, and then, like, tickle toys.
The ball gags, word of advice, if it's your first time using a ball gag, put some Vaseline around your lips.
Or use the one with holes.
Or use the one with holes. But I'm talking about the Vaseline around the lips is going to prevent it from actually rubbing against your lips, and it will prevent your lips from getting sore, because that actually hurts.
Yeah.
And make sure you get the right size ball gag. You don't want it too small, but you don't want it too big.
Yeah, true. Obviously, you want it to be, you know,
you want to be able to put your mouth on it and be like, ah. Like,
you don't want to have to hold it yourself for the effect of what you're getting. You know, you want to make sure that it's a right fit.
Right.
Another thing is be careful how you set up your area for your bondage. One of the things that I've always considered is, like, making sure that it's, like, a safety precaution is if you're going to set the mood with, like, candles and stuff, and you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff instead of the normal, then you might want to make sure that everything's placed accordingly so you don't kick things off, like, and set fires in your house. And
or use the battery-operated candles.
Yeah. There's different ways of setting the mood.
The battery-operated candles are really convenient because you can change the colors. You might have blue over here,
That's
green
true.
over here, red over here, white over here, and be like all blinking and be like, wee.
Yeah, you set off the seizure while they're tied up, you know?
They're not blinking fast, it's just like...
This was wine.
That's what
wooing. There's so much wooing going on.
Mine just like goes in and out. And it's like you can have all different colors. I got like 15 sets.
Oh my gosh, she literally parties when she does it.
I have one of those electric fireplaces. I don't turn the heater part on. I just turn the fireplace on. So it's got the fireplace in the background with candles all around the room. It's got the bondage, lube, oils.
Oh, that was another thing I was gonna say was the there's other things that we have, like, even at our other store. There's oh my god, stop it. There's a what is that thing that's called? What is it called? Where it's like it's kind of like a harness that you can hold onto, and, like, your partner basically, it goes in front of them, and you use it almost like as a support system.
Wouldn't it be considered a harness?
Not necessarily, though.
That would be a harness.
I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can use. There's ones that you can, wrap your feet up in, and then, like, make you do a spread eagle. I'm about to get her ass with these right now and just make sure. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I have as far as things that I could talk about when it comes to bondage and stuff. So what about you? Anything else?
Well, I do have a question.
Okay.
Do you consider yourself, like, have you ever been in a bondage type BDS? I would say more dom sub relationship. I'm gonna reach over here off camera for a minute.
No, not necessarily. I've played around with my partner.
See, I've been in the whole dominant submissive relationship to where, he had full control and I did not. I'm a very submissive person sexually.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, like, I'm aggressive in life. I'm so aggressive. I will get shit done. Like, you want something done, you just tell me, I get shit done. But when it comes sexually, I'm a very submissive person. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like I'm the one who's being tied up. I'm the one who's being spanked. Clearly, I like it. But that's, you have to find out your guide, your level of comfort. Like, I'm not comfortable being the person in charge sexually.
Yeah, I understand that.
Find out your comfort level and then go from there. All right, something that we're going to start this week, and I've already had people doing it. We have the Ask Ray and Erica. So you you can go into St. Peter's or St. Charles store. You find a box like this, and it says just ask. And you write your question down, fold it up in a piece of paper, drop it in the box, and then each one of us get to pick a question. I'm going to shake it all up. We got several in here. Each one of us gets to pick a question. Now, the key to this is, or the rule of this, is if you put your name on the piece of paper, we will say your name
Fair
live.
enough.
If you don't put your name on the piece of paper, we won't say your name. We're going to say someone anonymous wrote this. So, we're going to let Erica go first. I'm hoping she gets one of them that I know already.
Oops, there you go.
She got two.
Says, should you use honey as lube? No.
Please don't.
Don't ever do that.
Please don't.
You can cause yourself all kinds of problems.
Yeah, it's sticky, for one.
Yeah.
And if you don't shave...
Ugh.
Oh, God.
No. Ow.
Oh, that's going to be painful.
They'll be sticking for weeks.
You're never going to get that honey out. You're going to have to, wax. It really would be turning into it. You just take cloth, put it down on top, and just rip the hair off. That's what's going to happen.
Ow. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so the answer is no. Don't use honey as lube.
Right. Second.
Did you get the one you were hoping for? No? Someone draw a picture. Wow, his drawings are great.
We have drawing. I don't think you can see this. We have a drawing. Drawing. There we go. Drawing. Okay, so Marlon.
Hi, Marlon.
Hi, Marlon. What is the best toy for my P-spot? And do you sell glove stimulators?
We sell glove stimulators here at St. Peter's.
Yes.
We have a couple of them, actually. So they're like the electro stimulators. So, yes, we do.
Yes. And what is the best toy for your P-spot? Well, it depends on what you're trying to do with it.
You can use probes that we have over at the St. Charles store. There's plugs. There's male wands, basically, that are supposed to stimulate, rectally, as well as... is it supposed to go, under the testicles?
There's one that goes underneath.
Yeah, kind of it's like a weird shape. Almost kind of looks like that, in a way, where it's like this shape. And, obviously this end goes in, this one comes out. So there are different kinds of toys that you can use, so just ask.
Yep. I had a gentleman once who, that I knew, he came in one day. He liked taking Q-tips and dousing them with rubbing alcohol and then inserting them.
Ow.
I know, but that's how he got aroused.
Hey, to each their own, just be healthy about it. That's all we ask.
No kidding. Okay, so next week we have, and I actually have this I'm so organized. I actually wrote out a chart of all of our topics.
That's great.
Next week is oral. I'm going to have so much fun with this one. It's the importance of oral sex, hygiene, and the how-tos. Yep, the how-to. We're going to show you how to give the world's best blowjob.
We can have Raven literally put a condom on a banana.
Why use a banana?
Or use one of the toys then.
Just use a toy.
Okay, there you go.
So, next week, oral sex.
Crap.
We're going to show you the best ways to stimulate orally both men and women. So it'll be for both. We're also going to go through the techniques of how to keep your body clean and prepared for oral sex at any time.
What if I made a tongue made out of paper and we can put the vagina back up and we can talk about that?
That sounds perfect.
Awesome.
Make a tongue.
Sweet.
You make a tongue.
Next week, we're going to lick my vagina.
And on that note, that's the end of our show.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Ray.
We'll see you next time.